Well, good evening to you. I'm coming from inside now because it's getting dark at some crazy early hour. So tonight I thought I would go ahead and talk a little bit about bringing a little bit of change of focus towards something joyful in our lives. Why? Oh, maybe because there's a lot for our negative biased brains and bodies to want to get anxious about, to be sad about, to be concerned about. So what if we practiced taking a little time and attention into how do we, in the space of all of that is going on around us, and this is just everyday world stuff, but I know that this particular time is unusually challenging for so many people and for so many reasons. So really there are three things that I want to bring up that may help us to open up to, shift our awareness towards the idea that there is in fact good around us. In doing that, in the practicing awareness and also letting that good in, the beautiful thing is that it actually can become a little bit of a cycle. It renews itself. We're a little more receptive, a little more aware. So it's sort of, I love this idea that in order to let the good in, imagine that you have to just be in that space and like a kitty cat purring and letting it rub up against you and let in the good, all the feels, okay? So three ways to maybe consider doing this. Number one is to shift our frame of reference. That perhaps instead of us thinking about the word joy being attached to something that's a huge life mile marker, a big celebration, weddings, graduations, births, birthdays, etc., perhaps we can find smaller scale joys in our everyday world. So in our daily practices, in our daily routines, there's a lot that's going on that's good. We just simply don't slow down enough to pay attention to it. So perhaps by, number one, changing your frame of reference as to what joy actually can come from. So perhaps an example would be that you enjoy, I made baked apple cider donuts tonight. Oh my gosh, they were so good. And I did very intentionally just sit and look at that, that beautiful, yummy baked item and just savored every bite. So maybe it's as simple as savoring a tasty food, or maybe it's letting really beautiful music come in and hit your ears and just move through you. Beautiful voice, sound of an instrument. Maybe it's lingering over the words of a poem. Maybe it's the colors in the sky at sunrise or the feeling of the breeze against your face. Little joys throughout our day. Your car turned on. You wake up in a warm, safe bed. Joy, good things. Slowing down is the second thing. You have to really just take it easy, and sometimes because we are so quick to get distracted and our attention is bouncing here and there and being distracted, right? There's a lot to be distracted by. What if we intentionally slow down intermittently throughout our day to just be with what is actually going on, especially when there's the opportunity to let in some good. It's a conversation with a friend or a loved one. It's the opportunity to watch a Netflix show that you've been waiting to see and you've been holding out and you've been waiting to watch it, and you watch it. Slow down, let it in, and let it go ahead and counterbalance some of the negative energies that we let in really easily. Rick Hansen, who's a wonderful author that I've mentioned before, and he writes a lot about resilience. He will say that in order to let in the good, we have to just be aware how much our negativity bias is like Velcro, and that our brains are like Teflon to positive. So just know that that's a natural tendency. So perhaps in order to not be completely letting the non-stick surfaces of our brains reflect all the good, we take the time to let it in. So that's the second one, is slow down, let it in. The third is one that I really think is beautiful. It's non-problematic joy. What does that mean? It means maybe you are simply noticing what's not wrong, that there's actually a lot that's going right. I am finding myself to be in a healthy space today. I don't have any headaches or aches and pains in my body. That's a good thing. It's just a contentment of a neutral middle. It's not extreme joy. It's not that something's awful. Perhaps you can just take the moment to be with what is going just fine. So non-problematic joy, neutral middle, little gratitudes. In all of this, what we're practicing, of course, is cultivating the ability to appreciate and find gratitude. So with that, those three things again, shift your frame of reference from things that we typically would attach to moments of celebration and joy to smaller moments, in the moment pleasures. The second is to slow down enough to let your brain catch up and be aware of, oh, here comes some good. Oh, all right. Number three, take a moment to notice the neutral middle and that there's a lot going on to celebrate as wins in our lives. And with that, I wish you a more joyful week. Let it in, friends. Let in the good. Slow down. Be so grateful for all of the really wonderful things that we do have. And with that, I wish you a wonderful rest of the evening, and I'll see you next week.